Okay. So, my name is Henrik. I'm called Benke. I play the bass. Linus play the guitarist is Linus. It's a guy called playing the guitar, and Sebastian is the singer. Oscar is playing guitar and saxophone or other what do you call it? Other instruments, blow instruments. And then you have Linus on the synthesizer, and then you have Thor on the drums.
Fantastic, mate. Thanks for
Yeah.
joining us this evening. The Viagra Boys released your fourth studio album, Viagra Aboys, back on April the 25th, mate. Like, I know it hasn't been that long, but how's the early reception for it?
From all, I think it got really good reaction. People seem to like it a lot. From my point of view, yeah. No, it got good reviews, and people seem to like it a lot.
Oh, so can you tell us a bit more about the album from a musical point of view and what you were going for this time around?
I think when we started it, it was just we're trying to make a Viagra Boys record. So I don't know, it looks a little bit on Streetworms, but we just kept on doing music that we liked, and often start out with a bass line and goes from there, and then Sebastian makes the vocals above it, and after that, maybe after doing the verses, we can see where the chorus is gonna be, and yeah, but it's a lot of different kinds of music on the album as well. It's a little bit slower songs as well, and yeah.
Notice that. So you've released the singles Man Made of Meat, 2, and The Bog Body. So just say that's all somebody's heard of the album. Is that a good sonic representation of what to expect, or does that just scratch the surface?
Yeah, I would say that. That's like maybe they're a little bit more rockish than some of the other songs, but yeah, like Man Made of Meat is a classic rock song in the mid tempo, and Bog Body is a little bit more punkier, and Uno is a little bit slower one. But yeah, it's a lot of bass, and it's a lot of I would say they would represent the whole album in a whole.
Yeah, nice. One of those songs, Uno 2, I was listening to it this morning, and it makes several references to Australians, but I couldn't figure out whether they're references in a good way or a bad way.
No, I don't think it's. I don't think it's it's just about that he doesn't listen. That the guy
well, it has to
from
be.
Australia, or could he be from Croatia?
I was going to say, pretty much got our country summed up well if you know that we don't listen by now.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I hadn't actually really heard much of the Viagra Boys until I listened to this album, mate, but you won me over 26 seconds into the opening track, Man Made of Meat, there's a background burp that pretty much sets the tone for the whole album. Like, was that deliberate to go with the song, or did it just happen in the studio and you decided to leave it there?
The burp, or what do you...
Yeah, the burp.
Yeah, no, the burp was what do you call it? Not on purpose. It just happened. But it was really good, though,
It was. It stands out. It's the first thing I noticed.
Yeah. I think probably Sebastian had a beer when he put on that vocal.
That makes sense.
And it happened, but it came out really well.
It didn't. Well, one of our Heavy's reviewers, Corey, he's a massive fan of yours, and he reviewed the album, and he was a little bit puzzled by the inclusion of the song Best in Show Part 4, because he said he hadn't even heard Part 3 yet. So can you clear that up for us, Brian?
There is none. There is only one Part 2, I guess. Or Part 1, no, Part 2, I think there is. On Streetworms. But it's maybe it's a little bit like the Star Wars movies, but in a more confused way. They started out with 3, 4, and 5, yeah.
They did.
4, 5, 6. They started out with.
I have no idea, but they weren't all in order. I know that much.
No. But the first one was 4, 5, 6. Star Wars.
Right. Okay,
Maybe
I'll
the
have to
three,
take your word.
maybe the part three would come on next album.
I'll just tell him he's going to have to keep listening and he'll come across it eventually.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
Then the final track on the album, River King, it's a solo piano ballad, which even for you guys is kind of left field. Like, what was the thought process behind having that one there?
No, it was Elias is a really good player, the synthesizer. He plays the piano as well, and we got a piano for our studio. So he sat down there and played the song, and Sebastian came around, and I think Sebastian just put some vocals above it, and I heard it, and it sounded really good, and then they kept on working on it, and that's how it happened.
As you mentioned before, like there's a lot of different genres. There's so much musically going on in the album that you still manage to make in the creative process. How difficult is it to bring everything together so that it sounds like it should be there?
I think you have to, it takes time. You have to write a lot of different songs, and then you have to listen to all the songs you have, and then you have to start taking out some and keep some, and yeah. But usually the best one stays, whatever kind of genre there is.
Is it difficult live? Like in the studio, you've got a bit of time to sort of put everything together, but live on stage, is it difficult to actually perform all that stuff that you're doing because there is a lot going on?
No, I think it's fine. I mean, it's just good to have some slower songs and some faster songs and different kind of songs when you play live as well.
So speaking of live, you guys have just announced an Australian tour for January 20.
Yeah.
Fun when you have
Sorry, you disappear a little bit here. Let's see if it comes.
A lot of friends last time you were out here, mate. So good to see you back again.
Oh, sorry, can you take it again? Yeah, we're coming back to Australia.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a lot of fun as always in Australia. It's always crazy.
Because your last tour, people are still talking about that. Like, you guys made a great impact here last time.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
It is a good thing indeed. All right, buddy. We'll let you get back and get some rest in and get ready for your next show. But congratulations on the album. She's a cracker, and we'll see you in about 6 months.
Yeah. Thank you very much. See you in
buddy.
6 months. Take care, man. Bye-bye.